Okay, Barry, before we go any further, I want to explain the rights to you. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer before questioning, to have a lawyer present with you during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you at public expense before any questioning if you wish. In Vermont, that is called a public defender. If you decide to answer questions, you may stop the questioning at any time. Do you understand each of these rights I have explained to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you want to talk to me now?
No, sir.
Okay. Says there will be no questions. I will go to the subject of the evidentiary testing. Okay, Barry, these are a series of statements that I need to read. If you don't understand them, just let me know. I'll reread them. If you still don't understand them, then at the end we'll contact an attorney and you can ask them and they'll explain them to you better, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm a law enforcement officer of the state of Vermont. I have grounds to believe that you have operated, attempted to operate, or been in actual physical control of a vehicle on a public highway while under the influence of intoxicating liquor or drugs or both.
On what basis?
What do you mean, on what basis?
Question's clear, sir.
Okay. Well, you're operating a motor vehicle. Okay, I can smell the odor of intoxicants on you. You admitted to drinking.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Vermont law authorizes me as a law enforcement officer to request an evidentiary test to determine whether you are under the influence of alcohol or other drugs before
Yes,
you
sir.
decide. I will explain your rights. If you submit to an evidentiary test, you have the right to have additional tests administered at your own expense by someone of your own choosing.
No, sir.
Okay, just let me finish, okay?
Yes, sir.
I'll start over. If you submit to an evidentiary test, you have the right to have additional tests administered at your own expense by someone of your own choosing. The results will be sent only to you or your lawyer. At this time, I am also providing you with a list of facilities in this area that are available to you for drawing a sample of your blood. So if you wanted to, after we're done here,
No, that's sir.
okay, well, it's your option that you have. You could go and get a blood test, and the closest hospital would be either Porter or Rutland.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
And I'll actually give you a sheet once we're done here, all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In addition, if you submit to an evidentiary test administered with the infrared device, following your receipt of the results of that test, you have a right to a second evidentiary test administered by me using the infrared device.
Yes, sir.
If the results of the evidentiary test indicate that you are under the influence of alcohol, you will be subject to criminal charges and your license or privilege to operate a motor vehicle will be suspended for at least 90 days. If you refuse to provide an evidentiary test and if you have been previously convicted of driving under the influence of intoxicants, DUI, DWI, in Vermont under Title 23, VSA Section 1201, or in any other jurisdiction which prohibited operating, attempting to operate, or being in actual physical control of a motor vehicle on a highway while under the influence of intoxicating liquor or drugs or both, or while having a 0.08% or more by weight of alcohol in the person's blood, or an alcohol concentration of 0.08 or more, you may be charged with a crime of criminal refusal.
Sir.
Yes.
Statute of limitation on that particular clause.
Are you asking if your 1981 is going to count?
Yes, sir.
That you would have to talk to an attorney about.
Sir, this is vitally important information for me to have.
I understand that.
Okay.
So what I will do at the end,
So
I will allow you to contact an attorney if you have one that you want to contact, or if not, we have one that's on call, a DUI attorney that's on call.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you refuse to provide an evidentiary test and you have been involved in an accident, collision resulting in serious bodily injury or death of another, you may be charged with crime.
Which I have not.
Okay? You may be charged with crime of criminal refusal.
Yes, sir.
If you refuse to provide an evidentiary test, your refusal may be offered into evidence against you at trial.
Yes, sir.
Can you also do the on-call? Your privilege to drive shall be suspended for at least 6 months if you refuse the evidentiary test and the court finds my request is reasonable. You have the right to talk with a lawyer before deciding whether or not to submit to an evidentiary test. If you want a lawyer, a public defender will be contacted for you at the state's expense regardless of your income, or an attempt will be made to contact an attorney of your choice at your expense.
Yes, sir.
You must decide whether or not to submit to an evidentiary test with a reasonable amount of time and no later than 30 minutes from the time of the initial attempt to contact an attorney, regardless of whether a consultation takes place. Do you understand each of these rights?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. And do you want to talk to a lawyer before deciding whether to submit to a test?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Officer Yandel's going to pull up the on-call attorney for you. Unless you have one that you would prefer, Barry.
No, sir.
Okay?
What I would like to do, sir, is go out on the porch and smoke my pipe.
Okay, not yet.
Gentlemen have retrieved it.
Not yet, Barry.
Okay, sir.
We gotta wait till we're done with this, okay?
All done?
Yep. Okay, that's your sheet. That just tells you that Porter Medical Center or Rutland Regional Medical Center if you were to want to get blood drawn on your own at your own expense.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Once I get a hold of the on-call attorney, Barry, what I'll do is leave the room, and that'll give you some private time to talk with the attorney, okay?
I would enjoy some time to smoke my pipe, sir.
Okay, well not yet, Barry. We gotta finish the processing first.
Why?
What's that?
Why?
Because that's what we have to do. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Is it not my tobacco and my pipe and my lighter, sir?
Last page should be the on-call.
Yeah, you guys go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna contact the attorney for you, Barry. And you want to ask him, right, about your 1980 DUI? Whether that's going to count?
Why don't you ask him, sir?
I can't. It's got to be...
Yeah. Right ahead. Who is it?
The on-call is Brian Marzakovitry. Hi, Brian. This is Sergeant Whitehead from Brandon PD. How are you? I have a gentleman here that would like to speak to you. Barry Mulcahy. He had one in 1980. No accident, no injury. He refused the breathalyzer roadside. Did do dexterities. What's that? He does have a valid license, yes. He's got a specific question as regards to his DUI, if that counts for the refusal. So, and we'll let you talk to him, and I'll get out of the room. Hold on one second.
Take care.
No problem, Barry. Just let me get out of the room, okay?
Yes, sir. Brian.
Okay, Barry, will you give a sample of your breath as evidence?
No, sir.
No?
No, sir.
Okay. Hi, there's 5-2. Can I have my case number and time of call, please? 046 and time stop. 21:16. Okay, can you go into 4-3's radio log and just see when he was out with the vehicle? 20:46. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Do you have my wallet, sir?
I do, I have everything, Barry. You'll get it back when we're done.
Thank you.
You're welcome.